Talking Boston real estate right now, joined by Elad Bushari from the Bushari team, recently joined Compass. It's a big deal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You and your wife owned your own boutique firm for a long time and recently just merged with Compass.
Right. We opened Bushari Real Estate back in 2008, 3 months before the financial crisis. And for the past decade, we built a strong boutique luxury firm in the Back Bay. And as of end of January of this year, we were part of Compass.
Compass is acquiring a lot of top firms and agents, not only in Boston, but nationwide. Really has a cool vision to where the real estate market is going.
Yeah, Compass is building the future of real estate. A great platform for strong real estate agents who believe in the mission of guiding everybody to find their place in the world. Join them together and created something nothing less but amazing.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Great brand, great marketing, awesome technology, which all helps you navigate today's market. It's a very intense, kind of crazy at times market. How are you working with your clients to make sure that they win in today's market? It's not that easy.
Every market is challenging. Up market, down market, shifting markets, they're all presents their own challenges. We've been through that. I started my career in 2003, so it was an up market. And 2008, the market literally crashed on everybody. We're lucky to be in Boston. The crash was not as significant as other parts in the nation. But we've seen the downturn, we've seen the complete cycle, and now we're back again in 2018 with a very seller-strong market where buyers finding themselves overbidding, bidding against themselves, bidding against each other, presenting offers with no contingency, no inspection. They're reducing their due diligence to almost nothing just to go and win that property. They're stretching the market constantly with bids that are over asking, terms that are significantly more favorable to sellers. There's a lot of stress for buyers. There's a lot of stress for sellers in this market. There's a lot to lose if you mispriced your home and all of a sudden you get 0 offers on your deadline.
It could be a scary time. Yeah,
can be a scary time. It's scary for buyers than for sellers. But for us agents, it's our job to really understand where the client wants to be, where they are today, and how to put together that perfect roadmap that is going to be significantly relevant to that particular client.
Sure. And what's, I think, really crazy about today's market is the amount of people that are entering into bidding wars and inspections being waived and mortgage contingencies being waived and the amount of cash that is being brought to the table. You've been doing it for a long time. Have you seen a market like this before?
In 2003,
okay,
2004,
right.
2005.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like that when you go to open house and just take your number, wait in line. And buyers back then were writing offers on the spot. Not even DocuSign, you write the offer right there on the kitchen table and present it to the listing agent, and you hope for the best. We saw the market turning completely upside down in 2008, where sellers are sitting there and waiting for offers, and no buyers had that trust in the market, and they did not see the perceived future value to be higher. Therefore, they were making lowball offers. We saw a lot of foreclosures. That was a market within a market back in 2008 through 2010, especially in our region, including in the Back Bay, in Cambridge, Brookline. You could see all of that. And now we're back to the same. There was a shift in market in between where things were mostly stagnant. And now we see the frenzy of the market with the low supply, high demand. Everybody thinks that the market is going to continue to go up, and that's why the buyers today do not hesitate to offer more than market value. I don't want to say asking price because that's determined by the seller, sure, but the market value is determined by the market, and buyers today are feeling comfortable to offer more than that.
When you sit down with a buyer that comes in from outside of the greater Boston area, and you run through this with them, they must be, shell-shocked at first, because you're literally entering into a very competitive, almost cutthroat type
Boston is
scenario.
cutthroat, but the rest of the nation has the same feel. There are bidding wars in New York City, there are bidding wars in San Francisco, there are bidding wars in Texas. I think the major shock that relocation buyers are seeing in Boston is the price point. Unless they're relocating from London or New York,
Sure.
it's most likely more expensive here,
Yeah.
or Palo Alto. But Boston is very expensive. We see price per square foot in the Boston market, in the luxury market, fetching $5,000 per square foot in One Dalton, or $2,000 a square foot in Millennium Tower, $2,500 to $3,000 per square foot in the new buildings in the Seaport District. So we see. You would tell any agent 10 years ago, the market here is going to be $3,000 a foot, and they would give you some medications.
Yeah, right? I mean, that would be unfathomable at that point, but it's the reality of the world that we're in today.
Yeah, we call it inflation.
Yeah. Where do you see the market going through the rest of the year? I mean, is it going to turn at some point, or it'll continue to be the same type environment we're in right now?
Boston was always strong, mainly because Boston is very conservative and you don't see cranes on every corner like you see in Miami, for example. So the supply of new condominiums and new housing, the pace of the supply is not as high as we see everywhere. So even if interest rates go up significantly, let's say to double digit, we will see a slow in the market. Will prices gonna still go up? I'm going to say 100% yes over time. Is there maybe a dip on the way? Maybe, possibly.
Sure.
In different market, every trend has so many inner trends in it. It's very important to know what product you're buying. The luxury market does not behave as much as the brownstone market. These are two different markets. Both buildings can be in the back bay, one next to each other, and the buyers are going to be very different from each other, and they're going to act differently. So for any seller out there who's listening to us today, don't assume that your product fits the law of average in the real estate. And because everyone is bidding over asking, you can just ask whatever you want. People do bid over asking because the asking price was determined below market value, to bring all the buyers, to make them feel like they're going to get a bargain, and they're going to bid higher. And most likely, it's going to stretch even beyond the market value. So you can but if you're overpriced to begin with, I guarantee you're going to end up selling for under market value, even in today's market.
Which is why it's so important to team up with a professional full-time agent that knows that neighborhood, that market, that part of the city or town. Really makes a difference.
Every day of the week.
Yeah. Technology is becoming more and more prominent in real estate. You see the big names online. I'll say it, Zillow, the big Z, right? And Amazon talking about coming in. I still think that there's always going to be that need for the actual agent. I get asked all the time, do you see it, converting over to strictly online or a computer or an app, being able to sell real estate or lend money on the mortgage side? I truly believe in the actual human being always playing a role.
So I believe that technology empowers humans and saves us a lot of time. So for me to go to the registry of deeds, pull every single deed out there to run comps for my clients would take a lot of time. Today, technology brings all that right to my phone on the Compass app, and I can see all the comps, I can see median prices, I can see average price per square foot, I can get all that within seconds, but it does not going to determine the price. Because every single property is different from one another. Even if you're in a luxury building and you're side-to-side condos, your view may be different. your square footage. If you're in the same building, your ceiling's height might be different. If you're on a different level, maybe you have view and the other one does not have view. So you do need to have the human intellect in the mix to be able to advise you as a client better where you want to be and how you get to where you want to be.
Yeah, no, completely agree. Thank you, Elad. And if people would like to connect with you and your team directly, what's the best way to do that?
BostonRealEstate.com, this is our website. You can find us there with all the market information for Boston.
Easy site to remember, bostonrealestate.com. Remember, we have more tips just like this right here on boston.com.